In the scene before us, a Shinko excavator journeys through a muddy field, yet the ridge collapses without warning, causing the machine to fall into the mire, unable to move. As the body of the machine leans at a grave angle, the excavator's operator, to avert a more disastrous overturn, hooks the bucket upon the opposite side of the ridge. Yet unable to rescue himself, the Shinko operator summons a Cat 315 excavator for aid. Upon its arrival at the scene, the operator then uses the bucket to probe the soil beneath his machine. After several tests, the operator deems that the ground beneath is insufficient to support long-term operations. Thus, the Cat operator takes a detour and moves the excavator to the front of the trap machine, then begins clearing the debris beneath the right track. Under normal circumstances, to rescue this trapped excavator, one should first upright the machine's body, then proceed with pulling and turning. Yet whether the Cat operator shall follow the customary method of rescue. Let us continue watching. As the Cat excavator carries out the clearing, we can observe the ridge beneath the Shinko excavator is composed of dry, hardened earth. Had the excavator not been driven too close to the edge, it would not have fallen. After repeated rounds of clearing, the right track of the Shinko machine now rests above a sizable pit. But due to debris still beneath the chassis, the machine has yet to naturally return upright. At this moment, the Cat operator brings several logs from afar. Upon their arrival, he places the logs beneath the tracks. To aid the Shinko excavator in climbing out of the mire, the Cat operator then crafts a slope before the Shinko machine's tracks. Once the slope is complete, the Cat operator proceeds to. Two logs were laid before the front of the track. Under ordinary circumstances, most operators at this moment would begin to upright the machine and proceed with pulling. Yet the Cat operator did not do so. Instead, he transported yet another log, over 3 meters long, placing it at a right angle to the other two logs. Because the textures on both sides of a log differ, the Cat operator's arrangement greatly reduces the risk of the excavator tipping sideways upon climbing the logs. Once the Cat excavator pressed the logs firmly into the mire and secured them, the trapped operator then climbed back into the cab and started the engine. Thereafter, he began turning the machine. By common reasoning, the operator should rotate the boom toward the right, so the machine's center of gravity shifts rightward, allowing the right track to settle upon the freshly laid logs, enabling the body to naturally return upright. Yet, the operator instead shifted the boom toward the left. What do you think? Was there fault in his decision at this moment? When the Shinko operator moved the boom toward the left side, he attempted to brace the ground with the bucket to upright the machine. But the left side mire was too soft. Thus, the Cat operator placed his bucket into the mud, and the Shinko excavator attempted to push against the bucket to upright the body. Yet after a series of maneuvers, the machine's posture did not develop as expected. Since the first attempt failed to yield good results, the operator again rotated the machine 90 degrees to the left. He then attempted to brace the mire with the back of the bucket to upright the machine. Unexpectedly, this maneuver did not cause the bucket to sink into the mud, but instead managed to upright the machine's body. Once the body returned upright, the Cat operator once again began clearing the logs beneath the tracks of the trapped excavator. After arranging the logs properly, we can see the fishing line excavator can now rotate its upper body freely. But at this moment, the two excavators have not started pulling because the field ridge is stuck against the engine compartment. making it impossible for the machine to rotate 360 degrees. Therefore, the Kobelco excavator dug away all the field ridges behind its body. While the Kobelco was digging the ridge, we could see a bamboo stick tied to the cabin of the fishing line excavator. Friends who operate excavators can tell us what this bamboo stick is used for. After the Kobelco excavator turned its body around, the two excavators used a bucket-to-bucket method to begin the first round of pulling. However, the first pull was unsuccessful because the slope was too steep. The Kobelco excavator struggled to climb up, so the cat excavator began fixing the slope in front of the Kobelco's tracks. After the slope was repaired, the two excavators started the second round of pulling. At this moment, we could see the second rescue was very successful. We originally thought the Kobelco operator would take the chance to drive the machine straight up, but due to the lack of log support, its tracks sank into the pit again. After that, the cat excavator started another round of pulling. However, this pull was not as smooth as expected, because the soil under the fishing line excavator's tracks had already become soft. Pulling by force would be useless and would only make the ground softer. So the cat excavator reshaped the slope again. After the slope was fixed, the cat excavator placed more logs along the path for the fishing line excavator to move forward. After the logs were laid, the rescue guy brought a metal chain and fastened the two excavators together. After that, the Kobelco excavator used its bucket to hook the ground and climb up, while the cat excavator used its bucket to pull the Kobelco forward. In the end, the bogged-down excavator successfully made it ashore.